Hi everybody, it's Diane from California Tea and Herbal. It must be close to 100 out here today, and I just picked some fresh lavender from my garden. I'm going to go in and show you how to make lavender tea bread today. Come on inside, it's cooler in there. Right, so we're going to begin infusing our milk. I'm using almond milk. If you notice it looks a little bit darker, it is because I infused about a half teaspoon of Earl Grey lavender loose tea into this for about 3 minutes, and then I got the tea leaves out with a sieve, and so we have actually the Earl Grey lavender tea infused into our lavender tea loaf. Alright, you can see that the lavender and the orange zest is infusing into the milk. And what we're going to do here is heat the milk until it comes just to the beginning of a simmer. And that won't take very long, but it's enough time so that the milk is going to be beautifully infused with this with the lavender buds chopped fine and this wonderful orange zest. This is going to be incredibly delicious. You know, I just absolutely love a channel on YouTube called Bigger, Bolder Baking with Gemma Stafford. Now, Gemma is a professional baker, and that's the difference between Gemma and I. But I know my tea, and so I am so thrilled that I'm going to actually give it a go on baking because of the tea. And I think this will be delicious. I have infused, as I said, the Earl Grey into the milk, and I've also added some lemon juice to the glaze. This is a recipe that was adapted from reluctantentertainer.com. So I'm very thankful to them for this basic recipe, and I did make modifications. So let's go. I have the softened butter in my mixing bowl, and to that I'm going to add my sugar. And I'm going to beat this until it, or I probably should use the baking term, cream this on low until it's very soft and smooth. This will take a while, so we will add it a little bit and then we'll come back and we'll add the other ingredients. Alright, I have creamed my butter and my sugar until they're smooth. Now I'm going to add in 2 eggs, and I have small sized eggs here, small to medium, and so I'm going to add my 2 eggs. And again, I'm kind of working in a backward kitchen because the setup here is conducive to doing it this way. So, don't be distracted by that. I'm now going to beat in these eggs until this mixture is light and fluffy, and at that point I'm going to add my little bit of vanilla and then the dry ingredients. So I'll begin beating the eggs and then I'll be back and we'll add the dry ingredients next. Alright, these wonderful ingredients are now nice and fluffy. And it's time to add my combined dry ingredients alternately with my infused milk. So that's what I'll start doing now, and then when that's all done we'll come back and we will put it in the oven and let it bake. A little bit of the dry ingredients. A little of the infused milk. And if you're not going to do this immediately after you infuse that milk, I would take the zest and sift that out of the milk because you don't want to just keep infusing. So when you're ready to use the milk, you can put them all back together again. So I'll see you after this is all done and mixed together. Alright, tea lovers, I must tell you that when I shut the camera off just now, my husband popped into the room and he had a little taste of this dough and he got very excited about what's coming here. I did too. Really delicious. So now we're going to put it in our greased and floured pan, and I use a very light oil when I do that. And so the oven is preheating. Let's turn that water off. The oven is preheating to 325, and this will bake for 50 minutes. So I'm now going to put it into the pan and then pop it in the oven, and I'll be back with you in 50 minutes to show you the result and glaze it. All right, everybody. Here it is. I made a glaze, and I just glazed it. The glaze is a 1/3 cup of confectioner's sugar, 1/2 teaspoon each of freshly squeezed lemon juice and water. You can add a little more if it's too thick, and a little 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and it just gives it this beautiful glaze. I garnished it with the fresh citrus slices, and now I'm going to make some of our Earl Grey lavender iced tea, because it was a hot one today. And my husband and I are going to sit out in the cool breeze that's now happening in the backyard. We're going to have iced Lavender Grey with this beautiful lavender tea cake infused with Lavender Earl Grey. Well, friends, we really enjoyed that lavender tea cake with the Earl Grey infusion, and just took it warm, half the loaf, over to my next door neighbor who lives alone, and we really enjoy her, so I think she's going to enjoy that as well.